Dear friends, thank you for staying with me up to this point. Now that we've learned a bit about working with 3DVista software, today I want to do a few interesting things with it so we can learn how to bring our creativity to life in this software and implement the ideas we have using it. The first thing I want to do is create an analytics tool for my virtual tour so I can see who has visited my virtual tour, how many people have visited, how many people are online, and so on. There are some websites that provide us with such plugins. We can use these plugins and embed them in our virtual tour so that we can monitor the visit statistics of our site in this way. The next thing we want to learn together is displaying products with a 360-degree rotation. There are some specific software programs or certain HTML codes that allow us, by taking 360-degree rotation of photos, not 360-degree panorama photosto, display our products in the way you are seeing right now. For example, if you have a home appliances showroom, you can take photos of the items and display them like this within a virtual tour. I will also explain today how we can embed or position this within the virtual tour. Of course, we won't be able to cover how to create this 360-degree rotation today, as it requires a separate session to discuss how many photos are needed and what codes are required so that we can enable this feature for the product in this way on the web. I hope I have enough time and opportunity in the future to prepare a tutorial on this as well. But today we just want to explain how we can upload those commands, ready-made files and codes into our virtual tour so that they are called from within the tour itself, not from an external link, but so that all the content of the tour is entirely dependent on your own website and you load that content from within the tour itself. Also, sometimes you might need to run an HTML or PHP code inside your virtual tour. For example, here I want to run a PHP file upload code. Let's say I want to receive some files from my users. In this way, by clicking on this image, my PHP code will be executed. It asks me to select my file. I choose the file and upload it like this. As you saw, the upload reached 100%. And I can retrieve my file from my host with the name I set in that code, and it has been sent to me. Alright, let's see how we can implement these tools, methods, and techniques in 3D view. First, for analytics, we need to introduce a website to you. The website is a tool, a website that provides these services for you. You can customize such analytics here at first and choose which items you want to be displayed in your analytics tool. You can choose to show only today's visits or just the total visits, monthly visits, or if you only want to see the online users and the total visits. Now, I'm going to remove all of them. I'll remove the monthly visits and the weekly visits. I'll keep today's visits like this, and I'll also change its color. I'll set it to green as I prefer. You can use the color that you're using in your virtual tour, the theme you're using in the tour. You can extract the color code, which is in hexadecimal format, directly from the 3DVista software itself, and then enter it here so that the color changes accordingly. For example, if I enter FFFFF, it will create the color white for me. If I enter 00000, it will create the color black for me. Just like that. And I generate this code by clicking on the generate code option. Now, all I need to do is copy this command and paste it into the 3DVista software. Let me open the 3DVista software as well. I'll go ahead and open the file I was working on before so I can explain the details using that. Alright, so I can show you step by step how I can do these things. I'm opening my previous file, and just like I created the previous items, I'll create the new ones in the same order. So in order for me to run the code that was generated for me on this website inside 3DVista, I need to have a web frame. I'm going to create a web frame here. Alright, this is my web frame where I can copy that code and bring it in. I can paste it into the URL section of this web frame. Just like what we did in the tutorial on designing skins or templates, where we would bring it in. We would copy the address or URL location of the map from Google Maps and paste it into the web frame. We're gonna do the same thing here. However, I need to actually be able to interact with this. I want to be able to close and open it. For this purpose, I need a close button, and these need to be placed next to each other. So first I'll create a container. Like this option here is the container option. I'll create a container. I'll make it a bit larger so that both the web frame and the close button fit inside. This way I'll place them inside this container. Now my web frame is inside the container, and I'll also select the close button and create it in this section. For now, we won't deal with the rest of its settings. We just want to do something basic like this for now. I'll place it in this corner. I've pasted the web frame's URL code into it. I created a container and put these items inside the container. What should the close button do? The close button should close itself. Okay, so when it closes itself, how should this page open again? We need another button so that we can show this again. It should show this container and display it. For this purpose, I go on the internet and search. I want a PNG image for statistics. Statistics PNG. I will now go to the images section and meticulously do this so that you can thoroughly learn the method and subsequently be able to do it more easily yourself in the future. There are many websites that provide PNG files for free. Some of them are in fact paid as well. I personally download this particular file. I save it. I wait. I save the image file right here in the desktop utility section, and then I go here. Okay, this file is going to become a button. Now I import this into the T220 software. I come here, click on the icon button section, and from here I find that file on the desktop. I had saved it here in desktop utility. I open it and bring it in here. Alright, I make it smaller. I won't make it too small so you can see it more easily. I won't move it to this side. If I move it here, it will fall inside the container. I'll temporarily hide this container so it doesn't get in my way from these parts. I'll bring this and put it here in this corner. Alright, this is a button that when we press it, is supposed to open our analytics page and then close itself. So to make it feel more like a button, we want its color to change when we click on it. So we know we've clicked it. To do this, I can easily create another button and change its color. I'll open PowerPoint. The easiest way for us to make this edit to the PNG file is to import the PNG into PowerPoint and then go to the color section to change its color. For example, let's now proceed to the artistic effects section. Select one of them. For example, I'll select this one and save it. Again, save it somewhere on the desktop in the utility folder with the same name. But this time, for example, I'll write selected at the end, meaning it's in the selected state. I also want to add that button so that when we click it, it becomes lighter. So when I select this button, I go to edit style, leave its normal rollover as is. And for the pressed and pressed rollover states, I come here and select this option just like that. Now, when we click on it, it flashes and its color fades. So you can tell it's been clicked. Pay attention. For buttons that are meant to be clicked and should show the hand icon, where the mouse turns into a hand, make sure this part is set to push. Alright, then, sorry about that. This option should be set to use hand cursor. I've already explained the difference between push and toggle in the skin section, so I won't go into it here for now. So what is this button supposed to do? It's supposed to show my statistics page and hide itself. So I'll go to actions and edit, set it to toggle the show hide component. With what effect? With the slide button effect, it should toggle itself and this container. Meaning if it shows or hides itself, the other one should hide or show, and vice versa. Now it needs to hide itself because it's not supposed to be there at first. It's supposed to be the statistics page. A very important point about the statistics page that I must mention is that when you place the statistics page in the virtual tour, at the very start of the tour, this statistics page must be open so it can record the moment of entry. If this statistics page isn't open and the user doesn't open it, if it's hidden and the user doesn't show it while viewing the tour, their visit won't be recorded. Pay close attention to this point. Therefore, either this web frame must be open right from the start so the user's entry is recorded, or you can create another web frame, make it very small and hide it somewhere. For example, down here, make it so tiny that its dimensions are practically invisible. Then copy the same statistics URL, the code that was here, into this other web frames URL as well, so that this one is always shown. As soon as someone enters, the stats are recorded there, and both of them will give us the same statistics. So for now, I'll close this. We don't need to do anything with it. What is our close button supposed to do? Should it perform an action? This one is also supposed to toggle. It should toggle itself with a slide bottom effect and also toggle this icon. Alright, that's that. Let's preview it once to see if what we've made works like the other one or not. So it's open at first. Let's close it. The stats button appears, we click it and the stats page opens. See, when I click on it, it fades. Did you notice? Okay, now let's move on to the next part. This part is about where we should place this file so that they run inside our virtual tour. For now, since I'm currently running this particular preview on my local machine, these specific codes won't execute as intended, but if it's successfully uploaded to the internet, they will definitely work as expected. So we configure this part in the panorama section and in the hotspot settings. As you notice, this is an image that I brought in and placed on this board. This image in this section, okay, let me show you. Let me do this on one of these other boards. I'll go and bring in the image that's related to my work from this section like this. I select the image and place it here, just like that. And what do I want to happen when someone clicks on this image? A web frame should pop up. This web frame should appear as a pop-up. Okay, and where should it be called from? The most important part of this tutorial is right here. If we have personal content and we don't want to upload it to another website and instead want it to be loaded within our own tour, we can upload it to the media folder and then provide the address here, media / the name of that folder, which in this case is called O3. Then the file we want to run is index.html. So what is this? I entered it here. I'm going to download it. For now, I'm not going to work with it. Let me show you what I entered there. Look, I already had some code for displaying 360-degree views of products like this. I had prepared this before and wrote its code. Now, in order for this to run, I need to upload all this content to the internet. I have to upload it to my hosting on the internet and then take the link that contains this index.html file and enter that link in this part in the URL of my web frame. But I don't want this link to be separate from my virtual tour. I want these files, all of these files, to be included with my virtual tour. So I copy the entire folder onto a single host and call them all from that one host. So to do this, after I export my virtual tour, that is, after I've finished all the design and work and published it, my tour content is created like this. All I need to do is copy the code I've written and paste it into the media folder, just like this. And that's it. If this content is uploaded to my host on the internet and I call up its address in this particular way, I can conveniently access and thoroughly view all of them online directly from the dedicated media folder of my personal website, ensuring easy and immediate availability. So that wraps up this section on how we can run content on our own website and within our virtual tour content without needing any external links. All right, so this is what we're doing. There are many websites that support this feature where you upload your images to those sites, and then you can get a sharing link from that website and use that link in your virtual tour. At that point, you can enter that link in this section and retrieve your link from that website. However, there are some websites that we are sanctioned from and cannot use. That's precisely why I struggle so much with this particular software application to thoroughly learn this intricate method so that we can effectively upload our very own unique content into the designated media folder and then seamlessly retrieve and subsequently run it directly from our own dedicated website. And the very next crucial thing we want to meticulously do is to run a PHP code file once again, this time again inside our own virtual tour. For example, let's say we want to receive some files from users, and users are supposed to send us files through the virtual tour itself. Those files are supposed to be saved on our own host in the media folder of our virtual tour so that we can retrieve them later. What can we do to achieve this? Again, we just need to write the required code first. Here I have already written and prepared the PHP codes, and all I need to do is copy these two codes with the name of folder 04 into the media folder, and then in the pop-up frame section in the URL section paste the media address 0401 upload PHP. That is, I need to write the exact name of that code to execute it, so that when I click on it, the code runs, just as you can see here. When I click on this, the PHP code runs and tells me to select a file, then the upload button, and so on. Very well, thank you for staying with me up to this point in this tutorial. Good job. Goodbye.